Ignite the charges.
What's this?
What?
I think we have to get 100%, right? It's not like Conquest where the tickets count down. Try it.
Thank you, Christ.
What's going down? There's a guy here. What the ability? Ruined. Get around A? They just won't pass. Oh, we got Vader, that's why. That instantly. Oh my dude. This Han Solo trip line is annoying as hell. You know, I'm not really playing much as the officer, to be honest. I'll give it a go. When you get a little turret, I put a turret here.
Resist first appeared on Oculus Quest 2 at the end of 2021, developed by Binary Neo. Now these guys have a great track record in VR with unique and high quality VR titles already under their belt. And their newest release, Into Black, is already available on the Quest, but it's soon coming to PSVR 2. And for me, this is the best game they've ever made. For today's video, we are taking another look at Resist, this time on PSVR 2, which is coming in a couple of days. This re-release sees Resist make use of PSVR 2's best features, including headset haptics, a super smooth 90Hz frame rate, some extra nice lighting, new reflections, HDR colours, and eye tracking. And for today's review, I've played around 4 to 5 hours and completed about 50% of the game so far. And the reason I've had to stop playing for the first time in a very long time, I've suffered some motion sickness. And that is after playing this game for 4 hours straight, which may not be the best idea looking back on it. This game is basically a full-on Spider-Man game with guns. And if you turn off all the comfort options, it really doesn't take up for being a fantastic roller coaster game once the train is on. And then all the action gets going. And for those of you who do need comfort options, there is everything you could want, including an option on how you actually control the way you turn in the air. And this is done by either using the control tool or simply turning your head to where you're looking. And for me, both work just as good. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to stop playing after a while, but I've definitely seen enough, and I've obviously seen this game to tell you exactly how assistance on PSVR 2. Firstly, the game story seems to be taking a role of the good. This opens up resistant trials, overthrow some really in the city, and it's very beautiful murder of the public. From there, it spirals into a sci-fi setting with lots of weird events that both in crucial to the story almost forces you to take part in some of the side quests, which there is a lot of them. It's a bit like a cross between Assassin's Creed and Batman. You go to one highest point of a tower, and then you unlock a small area with changes inside the city, which is a bit of platforming, swimming with checkpoints, whiteboarding obstacles, targets, or crimes, build the lots of spreading resistances for the vessels and a few others. It's not about the city Lucy and use that as a spot you will see the boxing weapon. And this is the addition of waves. I think of it as a one, that's not to say that the trust that all this is sense of scale is always awesome too. Listen to this, weather effects, and at night the streets take on a beautiful green colour, which looks very impressive on PS2's Apollo Canada. The weapons are nice and town, and overall I can't say that this is an old game, but the gameplay now feels more slow paced and repetitive than I remember before. There was a few times I got a bit bored after as well, because like this time the system pretty much showed me all the cards it has to play with. Then it relies heavily on the story, which as I said is pretty well told, and your urge to unlock all of these different reasons to play. As someone who's played before, there's still plenty of cool moments to be had, especially using your slow down density once you upload the time, swing to the next with any of the next, taking down your gun times and your injuries, and overall it's good for self-control. The game was significantly long after focus on playing the one. This made me just feel like I played with this time. I also find that there's plenty of significant points and don't actually go to the field of this so it's so this is my place when I play this field using my tracking of what the players do play, which was easily fixed by the start game, and there was only one big part in the game for the that was probably really well continuously, which was also fixed by the start. Summarize my thoughts on this, it's a fun and beneficial it's fast, beautiful, the game plays the whole way through the media.
Oh.
The ships are refueling, sire. We should be ready to leave as soon as the cruisers are done loading.
Very good. Get to your ship.
P. Diddy has reportedly listed his LA mansion.
I thought you left for the command station. Everyone is evacuating.
So you are holding on to it.
Until we get to the location. A new vault is being built.
Then let the Slayer guard it.
If what they say is true, then this is a part of our heritage, not the Makers. Valen, are you seeing anything?
No signs of activity, sir. Maybe he didn't survive.
Demonic threat level increasing.
How the hell did this happen?
Should we launch the Slayer now? The Sentinels will be overrun.
Then what about us?
Take a moment and scroll down. For you and for us, and we both appreciate it. If we want to
It would appear that the Slayer no longer wishes to be detained here. Should we terminate his life functions?
And destroy the Godmaker's prized possessions. So long as he has that tether on him.
33.
We can still have a heritage.
Excelsior Ball! Prepare for battle!
King Novid, there's an urgent call for recruitment.
Lord Novid, a large horde is headed toward your position. We're launching the Slayer now. Please send forces immediately.
respect on it. Very nice. Hallelujah.
To ensure our safety.
Thank you, Bishop Creed.
By the gods.
Engaging deflector field.
It's a massive force.
3 legions worth.
eyes. No one can get in or marking the Hellgate now.
Scotty, what you doing? Huh? What am I so sorry?
Yes, and I'll say number one, Chrissy Teigen after bullying a girl into taking her own life.
You guys remember that? That happened.
The creature hides outside the combat zone. Energy production is down because of the war. This is Kansas District. Kind of what happened next in history, Amanda.
So that's what that would involve. I'm talking simple.
But she was like 16. What's his name? Who's the actor from Lost? He was like 50, and he had to get special permission from a mom and Mary thing.
Yeah.
She was like 16 years old. She had these big, fake double babies, and she looked like she was 40 years old already. Yes. This was 10 years ago. 11 years ago.
Yeah, we pulled her up on a cruise show the other day. She's obviously much older now, not much older, but
10 years old.
Yeah. She's in her late 20s now as a married woman.
But she was in, like, Hollywood at the time.
It was,
Weapon deployed.
Oh, it's the two from the Green Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's creepy as
Yeah, he's also has a type, and it's 16.
Yeah. That's what she looked like at 16. That's crazy. And she claims that she never had a boob job. But come on.
That's why would you look like that? It's that's like when you're really, really trying to stay hot. Like she looks 51.
Yeah.
That's
She looks younger now than she did then.
Yeah, because when we picked up, she looked normal. She didn't look like a Playboy bunny who got in 3 car accidents while on pills. I think unlike beauty pageants. That could be worse. At least she made it to 16. She could have been buried in the wall.
the pier cancels to clear cache for the lifeboat.
What the fuck?
My swimming kit.
Oh, my wicker hat. I used to stuff it. Yeah, What's the interest of this meeting? So I'm just glad I feel like there was a really good song. Yeah. You ever see Toby Maguire? It's how bad some people pay it's just You could throw your back up. Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
this is crazy. So this dude was going around and he was spraying bug shit on show them right here. This dude is going to jail for a bit. Wow.
So there's a hundred points of beautiful mark for Frank has now revealed two felony counts and poison and pharmacy. So this is food, one misdemeanor count of endangerment and one misdemeanor count of damage. Essentially, so you have to understand the way that is that effectively a viscous liquid that just because the way that they breathe, the way that they get energy is through moving their body. And so a lot of these poisons are not even poisons. They won't even have the explosive effect on the body. And so there are methods that you use that can kill people on those. And the bug poisons, there are other things to do, but those raid levels, and that one specifically is not. So so it can only be as hard. Let's just stroke it It's like society. He got bacon hidden in his shoes. He's so unbelievable. Content and resources because people who have their goods confused. Because I can set them content is essentially the bacon in there. I get it, but like you can't do that. Wait, what? Eggs! Eggs! I love how he thinks that I would say there's not any cameras, but he literally himself. You can get away with this. I mean, it's hard to do this. I mean, there's nothing like destroying possibly be this man's only set of codes for defense? And the whole ongoing view of this guy is he takes as the normal targets are either factory workers, retail workers, that's probably where he lives. He just goes to the local Dollar General and pisses on the floor. And then he's like, guys, the mattress, like, what is this? It's on, yeah. This could be because he's trying to make out the suit, but the agreement was so. That show infamous is him dumping a bag of ice into a fire while it cools. How do these people think that they're on the 5 It's crazy. This is very for teens. No, this content is great for like little kids. Like little kids. Maybe some kids. Working at Jack in the Box has to deal with this shit because he's just like, he's confused. He's like, I know. This is average. It gets you to know. Like, really? Like, this is insane. And then Macy makes, fucking like some blue steel Darren Slander shit. Like, the Jack in the Box and the alarm's going off. After I just inconvenienced a 53-year-old Jack in the Box worker. This is gonna take them 20 minutes to fix my problem. This is what happens when you put way less ice into a frying machine. And of course, this happened at Popeyes as well. Yeah. For people who work at Popeyes, man. What happens? I don't even know. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, that was pretty much best case scenario right there. Yeah. Way less ice. So let's say I didn't know that could happen to be a rocket scientist and realize how bad this could have done. There is no way they didn't shut down the kitchen after they did that. Because I didn't go on to find another video where they put... Never mind, that's more than 20 minutes. Roughly the same amount of ice as what we put into the fryer, and here... Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, they probably had to shut that shit down. Oh, my God. That happened. And I didn't know that was the best case scenario. Damn, that's insane. Yeah. Worst case scenario, you burn the whole building. And you have videos of this. This is him again. Right, Pigeon? Is it just literally a dead bird? Wolfie. Bro, this guy. How did you do this? You're laughing. I am. This is so ridiculous. It's not that it's funny. It's just like, how do you do this and think that you're going to get away with it? Like, it's insane. The guy's got 2 points. Yes. Oh my God. Remember that? Yeah. If you're going to make this moment. Remember his name. Bro, that's my favorite part. Remember my name. I'm the retard that threw the dead pitchman into the kitchen. This guy thinks he's fucking Heisenberg. Witness me. It's going to be impossible not to put the videos of himself committing attempted battery with a cake. Oh my god. No, actual battery with a cake. False imprisonment and disruption of business practice. And of course, poisoning food at a grocery store. This is, see, what I think is really funny is that this is the one that really. Yeah, you can't get this one. You fucked around eventually, and the other ones are like,
Look here. Seek out additional sharp lights.
That's actually crazy. It's the right. Like, at least Johnny Smaller was just a dog in the park. This dude's Yes. He got arrested by some police. Prime presentation because, well, you know, Now, the attorney's office later indicted charges including injuries to poison, criminal damage, then place her digging into his past videos to throw at third partners. Because a lot of them, this guy called it, this guy makes sense. For other charges, a third degree murder charge was also related in an MCSO orange jumpsuit, Charles Smith, who goes by Wolfie Coletti on social media, was in court for the second time in just a 2 days. I love how he threw them away as if like, okay, well now as if like they had, yeah, like this is like $400 produce there. Yes, I just threw it away afterwards. So it's fine.
But also, according to the court documents, if we look at the reflect all this valued at $900. Here in AC Central, it says the time between the defendant sprayed the items to when he placed them into the cart, there left plenty of time for customers to take the contaminated items
purchase them. So, for instance, if you can buy produce, the kids scrape the bug exterminator. Again, all kids.
I literally just go back to the term contaminated food is because someone checked it's thing to do, but I would even fire
Hey, probably just because that's happening. What if we see stuff with content that is because this guy had successfully placed the traditional one. So now he's
I mean, 15, 30 years, that sounds decent, yeah. Yeah, 15 years for $1 bucks for it. You see, like, I'm thinking of, like, you have to keep in mind that the way that laws are made, one of the reasons why you have certain punishments is as and so, like, example, if a police officer, if you got pulled over for a DUI, and the police officer just shoots you right in the head, immediate and so, then think about farmers spraying spraying pesticides that are false. Driving a stolen car, get arrested because somebody is driving a car that's not stolen. What are you thinking? So to the courthouse and public sentence. Yeah, and feel free to subscribe, go to the courthouse, and other than that, YouTube. Thanks so much for this video. So I would also recommend it again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. So, this is what social media should be paid out to victims. In my opinion, like, this is an arcade video. No. It's not about that. This goes back to media execution for chance of won't interfere. People are so they just arrested all the people that were committing crime, and then the crime stopped happening. And it's an example of Singapore, right? In Singapore, you can go to jail for a minute. There's no legal. It's very rare. It's probably a very influential. So there's a root that's, yeah, and guess what? The problem is away. And so the idea that the president is not like makes a complicated decision.
understand exactly what the risks are, and then they can see this absolutely. Depends if the purpose of law is. The answer is sometimes yes. Then you have dangerous outside of the rest or pesticides and crops and stuff. Exactly. Why are you trying to that it's the same besides sense for people to pay more money. I think you should get a bigger speeding ticket that fair for the person who's doing the bad action. The goal was making it fair for the people who are doing the good actions and are victims of bad actions. So that's always like I always think about it from that perspective. But that's really true. Yeah, and so that's how I think about everything. Is that's not possible? Yeah, there's European countries do it already. And so all you need to do, and again, I'm going to explain it to you guys like really, really simple, right? Is that all you need to do is figure out why somebody is doing something, figure out what they're getting out of it, and then figure out how to take that thing away from them, and how to create a counter incentive that's worse than what they're getting, and then you will make the behavior stop. This is simple psychology. This is how you train a rat. It's how you train a dog. It's how you train a person. It's how you train a society. This is it works all the way down. So all you do is you figure that out. And so anyway, and right, yeah, clearly, scaling fines is so unfair. I agree. It is unfair. And that's why I would do it. As a measure and a show of intent and deliberateness. It is unfair. And that's it's like I'm not the goal for me. It's not to be fair. It's not it's also fairness too. So if you think about it, how is it fair to everybody else? That is and they can continue doing what they were doing with no consequence. How is it fair? Just after the things wrong that they know is wrong. Think about what's fair to hundreds of other people who are trying to do the right thing.
Get fucked.
There's so much potential in that scene, and you put it in so many things with it. Just like I wanted that to be.
Roll my eyes. Oh yeah, the one bullet not only kills Owen, but it also kills the pregnant lady, and then the pregnant lady.
And exercising on the fruit. So yeah, I just was it scared me. Is it like isn't there something in there that like messes your teeth up? It's everything. It seems like your eyes, your teeth, your skin, like that. I think Rosie O'Donnell is on it. Yeah, she lost a lot of it. And they show her in Ireland now. She ran away from Trump, and she goes, "You see that you are." It's like supplemental to the gives us I think you're really trying physically to diagnose, but it really are just, I mean, yeah, so, yeah, I started my friend. I got so mad. I saw myself the last time. First time I was here, I was sick. I was coughing and my voice was going. I got a special I can't suggest you. Look it up. No, they didn't go. Yes, that's good. There's no reason to have some other entity grabbing, just in their hand, grabbing your arm. That's a great way to look at it, and I should spin it that way. However, again, I'm like, no, people have been doing it here, so I would like my abysmal view. Every everyone's enjoying the hell out of the ride. I watch it. I saw like Hamilton. And you guys hit on something. That's what I talked about. Imagine, here's this here. I don't even know what's a misconception. Think like I do now. And and it doesn't end. No, I hope my parents. I would hate to think of my dad and his aunts. So tweedling his nipples. I'm open to search. But you sitting at the top of it. Like just you're just looking for something, or you're just insisting and wanting to get into it. I always thought I'd be content. Like I would always get to evacuate the Thank you, Slayer. Just neutral. Yeah. I've always had a place, there's always something I've done through, and I get to that. You never get to the place. And I think that's what I make it. Yeah, I'm not fucking looking at that. I think where I get my ideas from. Shut up, Jim. Chill with us this evening. Let's be. Growing up with parents, like they knew something. And they and the truth of the matter is they did. And they never stopped. Like, I always had this impression that my parents were going to help irresponsible, and I realized they were once I got older. I had this impression that they were something I did. It's like, because I was walking like they were. And then you realize, no, they were the same people they were when they were 18. Right? I don't know much about what my parents were like at that age. But looking at what they were like older, you can assume they were probably just the same. You always want to think you're going to get this wisdom that will make you content with, I'm getting but I don't just flop Face your hand at your wife.
Wait, both of us drop it and grab our
socks? No, it's you.
Well, you parents are my parents, like they both have kids. You don't have kids, I don't have kids.
Right.
So there's something that Tommy had that we didn't like. It does, I'm sure, settle you on some level.
And I just never wanted to be settled. I just said, "What a tough thing, man," because not having kids, you feel like you don't deserve to tell people what your ideas are about raising kids or how kids should, the environments they should be in. Yeah, I'm a guthead. What are you going to say about me?
Honestly, I was just thinking that I never
dating.
No.
Sure. Yeah. Rib bars.
No, it's like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't ever think about how people are raising kids. I really like but I didn't grow connection to them. You know, they all the school. The places that have been see what
Fucking fun.
It's not a harm, nice to get man, we're happy. This is society. We're happy. Hey, the ring is one how many DMs and stuff do you get? You're like, you're gonna die. Oh, I don't know. I get no from the mirror from my wife. I get the next But the Royal Game is a huge thing. I still have to keep
oh my.
smoke everywhere. And it's like, just people, but a lot of people, there are some exceptions. They would just walk down the streets drinking, It's one of those things where, again, legalize something. Because for years, how many times do we hear, why don't we just legalize weed, state tax, make money, and then they'll control it. Only as selling it to each other. The government taking charge of selling weed people still buy from their friends that are down on the corner.
Or like these shops that are open that I guess are just kind of illegally operating.
Yeah, they'll sell weed. And now that it's been considered illegal, the problem is now they'll just smoke it anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
And do other drugs. You see people shooting it's so scary when I say again, I don't want to sound like I'm that funny, but I know this stuff with young people. It sounds like I'm turning into something, but I need to it's
not getting in this. I mean,
smoking their drugs, never went out of luck. Because all you listening to WABC, right?
It is crazy how much you smell it, and I still think they used to like legalize pot stores. I'm not bothered by it. I'm amazed by it. I'm walking down the street and I'm seeing a weed store operating. I never in my life I would see that.
Yeah. But the government being in charge of those stores.
Yeah.
Did you see what Mayor Adams has done over the course of his tenure as mayor here in New York City? He's closed down illegal stores. And then they throw out like, look at this great thing we're doing. You know when the mob used to go out and blow up stores? Pay them? Yeah. What's the difference? The difference is tax money. I'm saying, you know, it's a very suggestion. Right? So now we're not saying anything, but the add on. Yeah, I don't think and then fakes in the taxes. And then that was the lie that they were supposed to actually provision that they would tax and the money would go. We're making money. The drug, the dirty drug, they're the ones that are paying your taxes. And by the way, do you know, I just thought, do you know what it's there. Yes, I think acknowledgement that they look right to this. And then you're like empathetic, somebody apologizes to do something that they use. Yeah, and they don't apologize. Yeah, the next match that they show an effective solutions to this problem. So shut that chicken up because you're playing that chicken up. So yeah, I apologize. I slowly take my finger off the trigger. Sorry. But you need help on the well. Why are you essentially with both hands?
sort of acknowledge to avoid. Yeah. It's not and people not to get don't fret about the conclusion. Hillary Clinton is out a tweet about now, obviously, Memorial Day is a remembrance of the great Americans that gave their lives for this country in the many wars and other nonsense that went on over the course of the years. So Hillary had a great idea. She said, I'm giving you a mission. She's giving us a mission. I think that's nice. Hillary is giving us a mission. Hillary? Hillary. Oh, what about it? Hillary? That's like, Hillary. Well, that's like the last episode. This song. It's an the two heavy ones. No one it's no one because they like a good heart. No one to a bitch. It sure does. Yeah. Snack. Let's just snack on that thing. Snack on that. Looks like I'm going to get for that tree. This is the little parts. Little parts breakfast. Says if I'm giving you a mission this Memorial Day weekend in I want you to talk to two people, friends, neighbors, look out at 10 weeks. Imagine 50 people that go to a barbecue or look out at 10 weeks. This is think look out at 10 weeks about why Trump's proposed and like someone's having a beer and having fun and you walk over like Trump's budget, what's it is what's the thing you don't flip a burger with that on YouTube. That's why you don't let's go. She goes, yeah, I'm going to talk to people and about Trump's budget. Is that here's her no. Like, how do you know the weather's great, isn't it? Did I get you a beverage? In a good way.
The last cannon has been destroyed.
For Memorial Day. It's a stupid. All right, I don't know.
I will not speculate here on this AM radio. Make families poorer. That's what Trump's going to do. If we keep 4.5 million Americans kids off child tax and leave
Where's the part?
attendees. Right now, I'm trying to burn. Oh, she's got a nice soda and chat for a while. And some food. And he sits down. Oh, those plans. Okay.
Shield makes shotgun makes ball gun.
Maybe I haven't seen him in a couple of start. They got things interfering, and the woman was discovered. Style and obviously a funny topic. Yeah. By the way, I don't even want to hear any political stuff. I don't care. Nothing. Either way. I'm not interested. It's a barbecue. You're supposed to be having fun. Only someone so out of touch removed, and elitist and removed and just not. She doesn't know what it's like to be a real person. Just a friend at a barbecue, right? Chatting. And neither do I. I've not been invited to any barbecues this year. Oh no, I have no barbecue invitation. That is not true. So I'm in no position to call old Cam's McGillicuddy a judge because I have not been invited to a barbecue. All I have is break some steps. Nancy woman. Offensive woman who does have some fat gal. Oh yeah, she's a Jenkins kid. She's a jangled ox. And baking bread in the shoes thing is a great. I'm not going to invite him first. I went down to Canada. I know about it. Is that Thanksgiving? Go over there and still Bob's house. What about 7 months removed? Oh, you told me. That whole little stick that the Northern Hampshire, that whole thing she just did in Canada was something to use an expression on Canada. Oh, Toronto, I was saying Toronto. Isn't that like all it's the best part of over. I think that's most populous. It is going to be where do we get hockey players from there? Vancouver? Is that it? Canada, I think that Canada's a little bit ahead of us, but I'm a bit fan for not realizing that their country is the years now under Trudeau, now they're very politically, I love Trudeau. I think he was tough as nails. He was tough as a few of those nails left. You know what I'm sure know, of course. Yeah, I get a little like, I don't like how uppity, I'll use the word uppity. Canada's getting a national us because of Trump. Don't they have to realize that they wouldn't even be able to have a country if it wasn't for the United States? I'm sure on some level they do. But I mean, like, he didn't make it easier when he's going, we want to make the 51st state. You know, that was no, I mean, like, I want, what do I want? Greenland, and I'd like you to be state of 59. I mean, it is a bit antagonistic. It's almost like a big who walks in and you're sitting there with your drone, and he goes, hey, get her in my lap. I'd like to have her in my lap. Yeah. It's like a guy in Goodfellas that you look at it and go, oh, he's gonna get beat up. Yeah, he shouldn't be saying this.
Kind of like when we were doing it.
Do you think Trump means everything he says verbatim and like gospel, or do you think that's is that he just wants to be that guy and to negotiate at some point? You do things, you say things, and then down the line when you're things like really, you just not
Instead of JD Vince, Greenland, and like, our inflation over there's never been a Greenland, or I think Greenland states now want to yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but with that, I don't know what it's doing.
Something it's getting this opposition all wound up about stuff that means nothing. And you say these things, and then you're just watching what's coming. But then, again, it's got to be fun for him. That guy from New York that was in construction, you don't think he loves Russell Calls? I mean, I don't really care. It'd be like, do you ever meet Trump more than
Oh yeah, I mean, I interviewed him for New York City and that
That's right. Vegas and
remembering so many lines that he was making me come to see. But I was great to be nervous. I was, but I also think he did good. She said there's so much on the line. I think that just walks the little circle and like
yeah, the fact that he's more, he's like, say something about big question. But it's just, looking at what big question.
Do you think Amy Klobuchar's joke is funny?
No, one thing I wish I had told him, and I regretted this ever since, is I wanted to say to him, hey, I love that you spoke to Kim Jong-un. Stupid thing.
Yeah.
That he did.
And he would have gone off 20 minutes on that alone.
Yes.
And it would have been really interesting.
I believe in talking to people we don't like. Yes. I love that he did that, and he didn't get any credit for it. Even though, look, Kim Jong-un did what he wanted. I still like that he did it. And that's the one thing I wish I had said to him, was that I just forgot at the end. Because he was taking pictures with everybody. He was like, everybody got pictures? Like, he was so great.
Jeffrey Epstein. Taking pictures with everyone.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't going to bring his up. All I need to do is start crying. Just thinking I like great souls. Lost. R.I.P. Jeffy. Do you, without even being political, I think looking at Trump and what he's done since he's become president, it's very different than any other president we've had.
Yeah.
And everybody looks at the past presidents and goes, oh, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? And I think a lot of people on the left, Democrats, they just not like Canada. See that? Kind of cool to have a president that's doing things that is so kind of the presidential thing you're supposed to do, or that and they're like, no, it's like you're not going to really try to stop the war, right? Until you have some war to stop. Or obviously Israel got us. What's going on there? Nothing as far as I say. I ain't getting myself this right. If I say one thing, it's good enough to do it short. Super juice. It's amazing. It's somewhere it's like that was it was every American said, get a president that does this, get one of this. So let's just see how it turns out. Like it or not, it's only 4 years of peace. Trying to get He's this is what he does. He's the presidency after and he gets a chance to balance the place. Great. Like he really does hate people. It's that conflict. Like, there's too many soldiers. I think soldiers have to be such alpha males, so crazy, so like, you're a killer. Agreeing with what he's saying, it just has to be funny. But if you're putting something out there, like, I guess it was Dave Chappelle got so much crap for that trans bit he did. And the bit was literally him talking about how he adored this trans woman. Yeah. And had a great relationship. And they used something against him. It's crazy. Like, I record every interview I do now, like when I do like press. You want to go to sleep? Do you phone? Yes, I do. I would love for you to take that number. Again, it's pretty good. No, it's not.
Shield yourself. Taking heavy damage.
Yes, I will. Dave
Slayer. There's a turret in the courtyard you can use to hold them off.
Wherever you were, Jim, like a local people. And I recorded so violence. Yes, so I agree with everything
I've never thought of that. That's
Like, why do you want me to look into the tank? I'm like, just
That-
do it. Trust
that's
me.
a good one.
Better audio here. Yeah, but I record everything for that reason.